Alrighty, here we are on lesson 18, more problems on area and circumference. So this lesson is just some more different types of example problems that we need to use both the area and circumference formulas for. So in the opening exercise, it says draw a circle with a diameter of 12 centimeters and a square with a side length of 12 centimeters on grid paper. So let's just draw it off to the side here. So we have a square. We have a circle that goes inside the square. We know the side length is 12 for the square, and then the diameter, so all the way across the circle, is 12 as well. Determine the area of the square and the circle. So this is kind of just a warm-up. Square, the area of a square, we know is length times width. So it'll be 12 times 12. So our area would be 144 centimeters squared. Now if we do a circle, we're going to use the area of a circle. I should write it as circle or so you think it's circumference. The circle, the area is pi r squared. So we're going to have pi times 12 squared. So, or not 12, sorry. R squared. Our radius, remember, see I make mistakes too, is 6, so it's times 6 squared, so this would be 36 pi, and you can go ahead and plug that in your calculator, so we'd have 36 times pi. So if we round it, we would have about 113.1 centimeters squared. Okay, so just a warm-up. If you look at the next question, it says to brainstorm, but it's asking you, how would we find the area of the square and half of the area of the circle? So think about a regular circle is pi r squared, so if we wanted half of it, we would just divide it by 2, right? And then we're going to skip the next two here. Same thing, if it says to find the area of 1/4 of the square and 1/4 of the circle, so if we were trying to find the area of 1/4 of the circle, it would be a equals pi r squared divided by 4 then. Okay, so just some things to keep in mind, but go ahead and flip the page. So we have these two examples with the pictures where it says the example 1. So the first one says find the area of the following semicircle using pi is approximately 22/7. So semicircle, we are going to use a equals pi r squared divided by 2. So if we write this out, our pi is 22/7 times our radius would be 7, so times 7 squared over 1. Then we divide it by 2. So if we keep writing, we have 22/7 times 49 over 1 divided by 2, and we cross divide, we get a 1 and a 7. So in the end we have 144, or not, sorry, not 144. My brain is half asleep. 7 times 22, I can't read my own handwriting, is 154. Alright, technical difficulties here. It's 154 divided by 2. And if you do that, you get 77 centimeters squared. There we go. Okay. So now the area of a quarter circle, we're going to use a equals pi r squared divided by 4 this time. Same thing, 22/7 times our r squared, so 6 squared over 1. Now we're dividing by 4. So we have 22/7 times 36 over 1. And we really can't cross divide it by 4 though. So we'll just have to use our calculator on this one. So 22 times 36, we get 792, and I'm not going to clear it yet. I'm going to divide that by 7. We get a very long number, and then again by 4. So we get about 28.29 centimeters squared. Alright, so you'll definitely be able to use your calculator for this unit. Okay. The next example here, it says Marjorie is designing a new set of placemats for her dining room table. She sketched a drawing of the placemat on grid paper. The diagram represents the area of a placemat consisting of a rectangle and 2 semicircles at either end. Each square on the grid measure 4 inches in length. Find the area of the entire placement. So if each square is 4, I'm going to go in and label that. That means our total here would be 12. And then our total here, this would be 8. Okay, so we got to think about that. So let's go ahead and do the rectangle first. So the area of a rectangle, we have 12 times 8, which is 96 square inches. And now because we have 2 semicircles, 1 on each end, we can just do the area of a regular circle. So we would have A equals pi, and our R would be 4 squared. So this would be 16 pi, and when you type that in and you round, you get about 50.27 inches squared. So now remember, we need the whole thing, so we're going to add up 96 plus 50.27, and you get in total 146.27 inches squared. Alright. And now the next question says, mine's a little spaced a little funny. If Marjorie wants to make 6 placemats, how many square inches of fabric will she need? Assume there's no waste. So we're going to take that total, that 146.27 times, we need 6 of them, and when you multiply, you get 877.62 inches squared. So that's with no waste. I, of course, would probably round that up just a bit to make sure I had enough. Alright, and then we're going to skip that next question. Alright, and then if you look at the next page, we are just going to work on those in class, so that's all we're going to do for this video right now, and then we'll do some more practice in class altogether.